Before we get started, I would like to remind you that if you would like to support the channel, head on over to firstwarrior.com. First Warrior is the original American badass brand, bringing you the finest ladies and men's apparel from all over the USA since 2012. They're a brand made for American patriots, pro-police, pro-fire, pro-military, pro-gun. So head on over to firstwarrior.com and use my discount code SOHIMANUSA to get 10% off on every single order. And how about stopping by and looking at our ambassador program? We take in a wide variety of people, from those who may have served in Vietnam, who may have 50 kills under his belt, to the local level 1000 prestige master Call of Duty player who has never fired a gun in his life but goes by the name of Claps Your Mama's Cheeks 69. Whatever your taste is, First Warrior has something for you. So check out firstwarrior.com, and again, use my discount code if you would like to support the channel. Thank you, and let's get on with today's video.
Alright people, I am trying a new setup. Hopefully this goes well. I told you guys I was going to be bringing a little bit more pop culture into my channel, because ultimately everything, this shit nowadays, it just flows all together between politics and actual pop culture. It's meshing. Like, this shit just flows downstream, and we are seeing it right here now in one of my most beloved genre, anime. Now I take great offense to this. Being that I am a man of culture and a fan of anime. So we have this article here from Bounding into Comics. Trio of Funimation's Asian American voice actors take issue with white actors in anime, while broadcasting that voice acting affords the freedom to play outside how your body looks. Okay, so look, we have been seeing issues like this all throughout what was it, last year with Apu and the Simpsons, to even Big Mouth with Missy, the voice actor who played Missy. It was someone else, Cleveland from Family Guy. Yeah, I'm surprised that Family Guy caved in and that he bent the knee to these like crazy ass leftists. I don't know. It's just, why? It's just a voice. So you're saying that only black characters, well, black people can only play black, portray black, black, cartoons or whatnot. That's just stupid. And that only white people can only portray white characters. Like, I mean, whoever has the most appealing voice, like, that should be the voice actor. Whoever has the best fit for that voice, that's who should get the job. That's just in my opinion, but hey, what can you do? But of course, before we get into this, I have to plug. If you guys would like to support the channel, like to support your boy, head on over to firstwarrior.com. Get yourself some sweet ass merch like this. Without further ado, also use that code SOHIMANUSA to get 10% off on every single order. Without further ado, let's get into it. So let's check out this Bounding into Comics article. Now, it says a trio of Asian American voice actors currently employed by Funimation recently shared their frustrations with white voice actors, primarily celebrities voicing in or voicing both live action and animated anime productions, while simultaneously boasting of the freedom their profession allows them to play outside your body looks. I mean, look, because right now I also have an issue with this, being that I'm currently watching Full Metal Alchemist with who played Edward, Vic Mignogna, that's it. Like, I honestly don't care. Like, the voice of Edward fits so well, because I mean, I guess since I'm like halfway through that anime, like, I just hear Vic Mignogna's voice and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Edward. I forgot who else Vic played. Damn, who else did Vic play? See, it's been a while since like that whole issue with Vic Mignogna. Damn, I know he played somebody else. Is not coming to me, but as soon as I get done with this fucking video, it's gonna, like, all these voice acting, like his voice acting jobs is gonna pop right back in. But in May 25th piece headlined Asian American voice actors question why white A-list stars are still voicing anime. Does it really fucking matter? You know, like the thing is, these anime adaptations, when they have to be dubbed for English, for English, that's the thing. They have to be dubbed for English, you know, for the English market. So ultimately, you're gonna have to find someone who speaks English very well. Now, could you maybe portray someone who is of, you know, Asian American, you know, origin to play someone to, you know, to dub these voices? Yeah, of course. But again, if these companies are looking for a particular voice, I mean, ultimately, I don't think it should fucking matter. But again, that's just me. IndieWire's Kristen Lopez published a write-up on her can't fucking talk on her conversation with a voice actor, El, El Emmy Lowe. I'm not gonna read all that. Afa Lou Rude and Sean Gunn. Oh, he was in My Hero. Regarding her self-declared commitment to furthering discussions about the roles of Asian and Asian American in voiceover roles. All right, cool. Hey, Vince. Oh. On the topic of entering the industry, Lowe recalled how during her Chinese American upbringing, I quote, I really wanted to go into film, but my parents were like, nah, you're not pretty enough. Damn. I mean, I grew up in the age where every Asian character on TV looked like Lacey Lu. Somebody had almond eyes, super long straight hair, tall, thin. Okay, I'm guessing that's Lacey Lu right there. There are some ideas about who should be a leading character or who fits the mold of certain levels of intelligence when you're on stage, added Gon, himself an individual of Filipino descent. Filipino gives off another impression of people who don't know me. I get Hispanic, I get Native American, and I've played those roles. However, the Japanese American you spoke positively to how voice acting allows a respective voice actor to completely embody a different character, noting, when it comes to voice acting, I play a lot of blondes, a lot more than I would have expected starting out. Having that freedom to play outside how your body looks really appealed to me, declared you. Gon then told Lopez, Eastern culture hyperlifts Western culture. But guess what? The ones doing the voices on their end, acclaim which the indie reporter explained was rooted in the idea that while Japanese in China are stereotyping the US, they're still allowing Asian actors to voice characters, which Gon believes should be continued here, where the US has a rich diversity of performers. I mean, as it should be. I mean, it goes back to the saying of whoever really fits that, you know, that essence of the character, whoever really fits that notion of what the character should sound like, that's who should get the job. Like, wow, that's just crazy. This is confusing a bit. This is a confusing bit of logic that appears to go against the very argument put forth by Gon. For if Asian voice actors are allowed to and praise for the ability to voice US stereotypes due to the location of their production, then the logic follows that white voice actors in a primarily white country dubbing Asian characters should be considered completely innocuous, if not outright celebrated. Woo! There you go. Like, it should be on both sides, just like how it says how Japanese and, you know, China are having a stereotype of how we do things. I mean, it should work both ways, man. I mean, of course you're gonna have your stereotypes in all manners in all kinds of media, but it doesn't. Again, it goes back to the fact of whoever should be the best suited for the role should get the job. But see, that's the thing about My Hero Academia. Listen, I just finished season 4 with freaking Lemillion in the overhaul, bro. That shit, Oh my, that shit was incredible. The trio then turned to the topic of mainstream Hollywood productions, A-list stars to voice their characters, even in dubbed versions of anime features, with you observing that, as far as we can tell, there's not is not moving any more product. Adding that no one went to go see Panyo because Miley Cyrus's little sister, Nora Cyrus, was in it. At this point in the interview, you then made one of the most baffling assertions of the entire piece, telling Lopez on the subject of representation in anime acting. I'm not mad if Scarlett Johansson plays the major Ghost in a Shell, as long as it's a fair shot at playing as long as I get a fair shot at playing Black Widow. I can agree to that. I mean, because a lot of people had issues with Ghost in the Shell being that, typically if you look at the actual animation of it, Major, I believe that's her name. I've heard of Ghost in the Shell. I haven't really looked into it. I've seen the actual movie, which was kind of bad. Honestly, but I mean, again, I don't have the actual source material to look back on and compare it to, but it was still, in my opinion, a bad movie. But when I do go back and look at the actual animation of it, typically, yeah, that's kind of like an actual Asian features, Asian, kind of like an Asian stereotype of what Major should look like and how that main character should, also look like. But of course, the reason that they did that was to put butts in the seats, was to turn a profit. People know of the name Scarlett Johansson. If you put someone, typically, if they're, that's the thing. We don't really have that big of Asian, superstars, because, of course, with China and how things work out the way they do, like, we don't really hear much about them. So I can kind of give way to the notion that, yeah, some people who are typically representing of that demographic, people who should play those roles that, of that Asian descent, being, whether it's in the comics or whatnot, yeah, they should kind of carry over. But again, they did that. Ghost in the Shell, they put Scarlett Johansson in there because Scarlett Johansson is a big name, and you're not really gonna find a big name Asian, celebrity with that kind of, power and momentum like that, because over here in the West, the market is just different. That's the great thing about the free market. Like, there's no cap on how much you can make. There's no limit on what you can do. So you're able to really build a name off yourself, or build a name for yourself, and like really grow in Hollywood. It's not really like that over there in China. So that's why they did it. But I can agree to that statement, man. I honestly can agree to that statement. Let's see. The issue preventing Liu from appearing on screen as Black Widow is not any form of racism, or rather that the fact that acting and voice acting requires two separate and distinct related skills two separate and distinct albeit related and skill sets. Well, true, voice acting and actual acting is also different. I didn't think about that. Mainly with voice acting, you're just using the voice, but when it comes to actual movie production and like movie quality, like level of skill, like there's a difference. Like there's a real difference. So just as a screen actor may have trouble properly conveying an animated character's emotions with only their voice, a voice actor would likely find trouble in utilizing elements such as subtle there it is subtle face expressions or body language to portray a character's live in real time. This argument is both indistinguished and insidious, as not only does it falsely depict a voice actor in and stage acting as essentially the same field, but this is falsely equivalent. This false equivalent effort you an unobtainable goal of equality, which she can continuously point as a evidence of asystemic anti-Asian sentiments. Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting one, because those two things are different. You can't really conflate the two. You can't really put them in the same kind of notion. I mean, I'm gonna leave the article down below because like it has a bunch of other well, I still need to see that when I cry. It has a bunch of it has a bunch left that I'm not gonna hold you guys too much up on, but that is an interesting article, man. That's crazy. I mean, Demon Slayer. I mean, look, my thing is, when it comes to anime, when it comes to voice acting, I still have the notion of, if a character, I mean, like, just with Demon Slayer, like, this is a perfect example. Whoever, like, I fucking hate the actual dub for Demon Slayer, and I'm a big dub guy. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I mostly prefer the dubs over subs, because dub is what I'm used to. I don't really have to read, but as I'm, getting back more heavily into anime, I'm enjoying the subs, and I freaking loved the subs for Demon Slayer. But when I crossed over into the dub, like, it was just awful. Whoever voiced the boy Tanjiro, I'm sorry, it was awful. Like, it was just, that raw emotion was not there. So, I mean, with that, I don't know if they should have maybe picked someone of, actually Asian American descent. I don't know, but from what I've gathered, from what I've garnered, that one was bad. It was really bad. But I mean, nevertheless, Demon Slayer is still an excellent anime. But just that voice actor for Tanjiro in the dub, couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. But guys, let me know what you guys think about all this down below in the comments. I'm gonna try to bring more pop stuff into my actual channel, because I mean, I see that you guys really like that, so I'm gonna do more of it. I have to give the people what they want. But guys, that's it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share down below. Without further ado, take care. Bye bye.